Alright YouTubers, welcome to this video of my 1995 Rover 827. But if we're going to be a bit more specific here, it's a Rover 827 Sterling. Now, I didn't actually know I'd bought a Sterling or what Sterling meant until I had it delivered. Obviously I saw it had the badge on the classified ad and in the description, but the Sterling was basically Rover's top of the range, you know, best of the best of their saloon model. Obviously you had the Vitesse, which was the sporty model, but the Sterling was the, you know, the luxury flagship. You know, you couldn't get any higher. Now there's a lot I want to say about this car, so if you want to just skip straight to the walk around, I will put a time on the screen now, minute and second. But I think some people might be interested in a few things I've got to say, and I'm just going to sort of look around the interior first anyway. So I do these videos in one take, so there might be like one or two jump cuts, so it's hard to... I often know what I want to say, but, you know, if I miss anything, then, well, I miss something. But anyway, so, yeah, Rover 827. Why did I buy this? Well, I tried to buy one about 5 years ago. I was looking at the classifieds. I'm just going to pan around the interior a bit. Lovely interior, by the way. I just love the, you know, they've got leather seats, electric both sides. We've got all this lovely feel here. There's every 827. This always lifts. No matter there's always dashboard lift. No matter what photo you look on, there's dashboard lift, unless it's been glued down properly. Over the years the dashboard seems to lift up, but I guess that's part of the British charm. As some of you will know, enthusiasts out there, the sort of 800 series was a collaboration between Honda and Rover, and the 827 obviously has a Honda engine, Honda gearbox and Honda suspension. I'm not sure what else was Honda, but they sort of worked together, Rover and Honda, to create the 827 and some of the other cars in the 800 range. Some of them had Honda engines, others didn't. But the 827s were all 2.7 V6 Honda engines. Very smooth engine, by the way. Very nice, but very thirsty. I don't know if it's this particular example, but if you look here at the bottom odometer or mileometer, whatever, 187 miles, and look at the fuel gauge. I reset that every time I fill the tank up to the brim. This engine is thirsty. It's single overhead cam. Oh, I swear my 4-litre Jag was more economical than this. It doesn't really matter how you drive it. You can just hear it sucking up fuel. But because it's one of a couple of cars I've got, it doesn't really bother me. You know, it's a nice car. This, to be honest. Anyway, so I was going to say, why did I buy this? Well, yeah, I tried to buy one about 4 years ago. It was an 827, not a Sterling. Finished in Nightfire red. Lovely leather seats in the back there. It's a very nice car, this. Wait till you see the outside. Lovely it is. But I will warn you, I've just washed and waxed it. And when you do that, I've had it for about 3 months, done about 2,000 miles in it, or something like that. There's a lot of little marks on it, like stone chips and that. This car needs a good machine polish. But until I move out from my rented flat, that is not going to happen, because I have to park in a public car park, and it's just not ideal. So trying to machine polish a car in a public car park in the heat and just with people coming up to you being nosy, it's not ideal. Ain't going to happen. Plus getting the hose, I haven't got access to a hose there, so yeah, it's just not going to happen. So I'm going to have to wait till I move out. But anyway, going back to my story, I tried to buy one of these 4 or 5 years ago, left a deposit with a Mr. Richard Palmer of Hammond Autos Limited. Now, just before I'd done this video, just now, about an hour ago, I went on Google and just searched his name to see if there's any more information. He's now in jail. I couldn't believe it. Wow, they've actually jailed him. Basically, he took my deposit and said, oh, I've just got to put an MOT on the car, then you can pick it up. I was like, okay, fine, that's fine. A week goes, you know, you ask him, how's the car? Oh, yeah, it needs a new exhaust. I'm just getting one in. Excuse after excuse after excuse. You'd ring him, he'd ignore your number because he knew it was you. A couple of days later, you'd try him on a different number. Oh, hello, it's Richard here. Oh, hi, Richard, you know, it's... And you say who you are, and he just sounded angry from the off. He knew who you are because he owed you money, you know. It took me 2 months to get the deposit back after begging, not begging, sort of pestering and pestering. But others were more unfortunate. If you look at the Google article, Richard Palmer, Hammond Autos Limited, the court found him for stealing £35,000 worth of customers, promising cars delivered to some of them. So I was one of the lucky ones to get the money back and not send him a deposit for a whole car to have it delivered. Yeah, he's now in jail. Good riddance to him. Absolute crook. I've got no sympathy for people like that. It puts other legitimate car dealers to you know, it gives them a bad name. So yeah, I'm glad he's in jail. Absolute, talk about fobbing me off that time. That was unbelievable. Anyway, back to the Rover. So yeah, collaboration between Honda and Rover. Let's just put the key in ignition. I'll do the walk around, then we'll have a look under the bonnet, and then yeah, just see if there's anything else I want to say. So yeah, the Sterling, one of the differences is this, excuse my fingernails by the way, they've got really dirty from cleaning this. One of the differences, the Sterling has computer controlled, oh, there we go, climate control, and it has air conditioning, which still works after all these years. 1995, it still works, and you can change all these. Everything works on this car, which is like, it's mad. So you can have the high power, low power, change your temperature, recirc, you know, all that, and turn it off. Just a nice little touch, you know. Obviously, to modern standards, that's nothing, but in 1995, and for a Rover, I think it's quite impressive. Radio, original, still works. And good speakers, considering most old cars I've had, the speakers are either crap or they've popped or something. The cigarette lighter has been used, but I'm hoping the original owner had a nice cigar in here or something, because there's a bit of a story behind that. This car is basically a one owner, and before I bought it, it had been off the road for 10 years. The original owner, who was an older gentleman, passed away. The wife didn't sell it. She kept it in the garage for 10 years, just sitting, hence the low miles, which is completely legitimate. The cam belt's been changed, and the tensioners, and it's had a full service. All it needs now is the CV joint. The CV joint needs doing, so I'm being really careful. I was really careful driving here to do this video. Because of the lack of use over the 10 years, I've done 2,000 miles in it, and now the CV joint is going bad, and obviously definitely needs replacing, because that can be dangerous. So yeah, that's but yeah, I get this sort of sense when I drive this car. I just think of the original owner, you know, this car was approximately £25,000 new in 1995. Adjust that with inflation, that was a lot of money. And this is a guy who said, you know, I don't want a Mercedes, I don't want an Audi, I don't want, you know, a BMW. I'm going to go British. I want a Rover. You know, he was pretty brave, considering Rover had quite a bad rep. Well, they still do now. I mean, they don't exist now, but, you know, obviously head gaskets going and rusty cars in the 70s or 80s, I think, or just unreliable in general, bad build quality. British Leyland, just, you know. But we got heated seats. The passenger one doesn't actually work. I don't know if that was an option or it just doesn't work. That's actually the only thing that doesn't work. We've got electronic boot release, electronic fuel release. It's a 4-speed automatic, which is absolutely beautiful gearbox. As Clarkson said, it slurs the gears like it's drunk. And I see what he means. But it is a lovely smooth box. I love the clock there. You can change the brightness of the dashboard via this, which obviously I can't show you because it's not late at night, but it's all orange. That is all orange. Maybe I'll put a couple of pictures up on the screen. This is all orange, and it's all orange down here, and we've got place for your cassettes there. Once again, just sort of leather feel everywhere. Just really nice, you know. Glove box. Yep, it even came with a free umbrella. Bonus. The glove box. So it's nice feel there. Glove box doesn't shut. You have to kind of give it a good old, then it shuts. There is a key there as well. Not sure if I've got that. But yeah, ventilation, typical Honda. They have vents up here as well to demist your screen. We've got electric wing mirrors, cruise control, something typical Honda, I think, because my old Honda Preludes had cruise control from 1991. That's just crazy. We've got immobilizer, that's your cruise control, and front and rear fog lamps. Once again, sorry about my nails, they're absolutely filthy. It's just from cleaning this. Yeah, is that all I want to talk about for now? Yeah, it's got full service history. You've got lights up here, map reading and middle one. Electric sunroof, something I absolutely love. Typical, all the old Hondas have it. No leaks. This is actually a tilt and slide sunroof. I can now tilt it, I think. There we go. Never had a car that does that. Tilt and slide. Don't forget, this is from 1995. Central lock-in. I love the little wood finishes everywhere. And passenger has mirror and light. All works. That's alarm system. That blue... You remember that on cars, guys? The blue... You know, that's why I wouldn't want this windscreen to be replaced. It cost a fortune to get that back. Oh, the driver doesn't have a light or... Anyway, let's. That's 11 minutes of me talking. Wow, if you've got this far, thank you very much. Is there anything else I want to say? I don't think so. Let's get out and have a walk around of the car. Then we'll look under the bonnet. We'll start her up, give her a little rev, look in the boot maybe, and conclude the video. So let's go outside, and you can see the beautiful, this beautiful example finished in British Racing Green. Once again, do remember. I'm just going to open the window. Do remember that this car does need a good polish, and it's 24 years old, and I've only just washed and waxed it. So, but yeah, overall, I'm not going to fault it because it's really, really nice, and it's a lovely drive. It's actually kind of not what I expected. It's a very, very, very tanky car. It's very solid, very heavy. I really like the front end of this. I've got a thing about chrome. My Jaguar had a chrome grille, and it's kind of like a sort of a little sad-looking car in a way. It looks a bit depressed, but has a good road presence as well. There's traffic near me, which is annoying. This is why I didn't want to do the talking outside, because I know there'll be distractions. Yeah, it has a really good road presence. I really like it. So we've got front fog lamps as well. There's another angle there. Yeah, I do like a bit of chrome. To get a side shot here. This car is definitely a keeper. I mean, once I've had the CV joint done, I don't think it's going to need any more work, because, yeah, very big car. Like I said, I didn't really expect it to be this tanky. It's like a big old Merc or something. It's let's go slow, because I'm using a phone camera, so I want to get some good shots of this for you, for any enthusiasts watching. Also, another thing, the alloy wheels I quite like, and it has even the Honda. I don't know if any people know, but all Hondas alloy wheels, the badge links up with the valve, as you see there. I didn't know this till I watched a video on a Honda Car Museum. Every one matches up, and you can tell Honda's had their influence with the 827 with that as well. So yeah, if you've got a Honda, it doesn't matter what year it is, look at the alloy wheels and the badge will match up with the valve. It's quite interesting. Side shot down here. Yeah, so unless I get close, you probably can't see all the marks on the paintwork, but it does need a good polish, to be honest. So if I got a bit closer to like the bottom, you can see all the chips. There's a lot of chips, so it just needs a good polish. But I've literally just had time to wax it. Like I said, I'd love to move out and have a carport, have all my car cleaning gear, get a machine polisher, have this in the shade, tucked away, looked after, you know. I'd probably have a few more cars then. So I spent £3,000 buying this car, which, considering how much it was new, look at the value you're getting, you know, it's crazy. But I don't want to get anything expensive while I'm renting a flat and I have to park this in a public car park. I keep the Proton next to this just to protect it, you know. Because I'm not too bothered if the Proton gets dented, but no one wants to park next to the Proton, so that's brilliant, you know. It gets looked after. Yeah, I love this car, it's brilliant. It's something about it when you drive it. You just think what it represented in 1995. It was an expensive car, and I'm just so glad that the owner who bought it knew. It wasn't a company car, this. It was an older gentleman that bought it. And he bought a Rover. He was proud to go British, even though there's a lot of Japanese elements to it, but you wouldn't know that unless you sort of researched it. Like I say, engine, gearbox, suspension, all Honda. There might be other things. People can leave their information in the comments. Feel free. I'd love to know more about the collaboration, etc. Yeah, that's the Walkaround. Yeah, I think it's a really good colour choice. Paintwork is lovely for the age. Let's have a look in the rear. Oh yep, I forgot. Let's have a look at the door there. So you got lights all working. You've got electric, and you can lock that from the front. Obviously, if you were a family man back in the day, or if I ever get a family, you never know. You can lock the front so the kids or your passengers can't mess around. In here, a bit more wood touch there. Now there's an ashtray here, but no cigarette lighter, so I don't know if that was an option maybe. But I like how you can tuck all these away, and I love this as well. I remember this when I was little, when you had to carve a nice armrest. Just, yeah, leather everywhere, all really good condition, no rips at all. The other, still got the original dealer sticker on there, if you noticed from the outside a minute ago. Yeah, just, it's got the original mats. I decided to put some other mats just to protect the originals. The original mats, apart from the driver's one. But I put my own one in. And the reason I think the mat was taken out is because it actually stops the accelerator going down all the way. But if you put it in sport mode, because this car does have a sport mode, and it does actually do something, it really does hold out the revs for longer. And obviously, some of you'll know you've got this S4 button, so you can hold it in third gear if you like, and take it all the way through the red line. Obviously, I shift at the red line, you know, I don't want to be too... She's an old girl, you know. This car is a luxury cruiser. I mean, it goes if you want it to, but it's only good in this straight line. There's a time and a place for it. It's not sporty, it's a tank. It's a luxury cruiser. You're supposed to just chill in it. You know, it's a bit like, well, just any heavy, you know, big engine car, really. You know, you'll know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, the sills there. Rover sills. On passenger side as well, as I said, all electric. For the you know, the age, and considering it's a Rover, that's pretty crazy. So let's look under the bonnet, which is now open, and no catch to put up. It's all like oh yeah, we've got to open it from the front. I forgot. It's not my old Jag. Let's see if I can do it whilst holding the camera. No, I'm just going to quickly jump it. Okay, first jump cut, 19 minutes. So underneath, we've got the bonnet. Yep, no catch to put on. So yeah, the Honda engine, the 2.7 V6. Lovely engine, very smooth, and I've just got to do it. What was the quote Clarkson said on an old review? The engine is as creamy as the engine is as creamy as the cream they got from the cows they used to make the seats. I think there's something like that anyway. I thought that was quite funny. Yeah, it's a lovely smooth engine. Very quiet engine. But yeah, absolutely rinses fuel. Like I said, I don't know if it's just this example, but I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, it just absolutely rinses fuel. If you put the foot down on the motorway, come off the motorway, your gauge has gone down. It's mad, it is. Yeah, but yeah, nice condition, and there's been no faults at all. It's just that CV joint, but this has been running fine. Like I said, it's had all new spark plugs and service and oil, obviously, and cam belt change, so everything major's been done. So yeah, that's that. Let's see if I can put it down. You have to sort of do it twice. There we go. That's down. There's a bit of reflection there. Let's have a look in the boot, and then we'll start up, give it a rev, and I think that'll conclude. So thanks for listening to this, especially if you've listened to the whole thing. Ready for this? Electronic. Little sound there, ASMR. Obviously massive boot. Look at that for a boot. There's a big boot. Oh, and this is a bit sad actually, I forgot about this. I thought this was like a medical kit, and then I noticed it's 6-disc CD changer. I was like, hello, what do you mean CD changer? And I found this a bit sad, guys. I was like, oh, let's have a look in here then. Oh, I've just ejected something. There we go, right. I thought this was a bit sad. The previous owners left some of his CDs in here. I can't remember how you get them out. Oh, there we go. So we'll get some examples. I see what I'll do. I'll just jump cut it and show you the CDs, and you can tell that this was an older gentleman who hasn't thrashed this. Like I said, if there's rock CDs in here, I'll be like, maybe it's had a bit of a hard life. But let me just jump it and show you the CDs. And when I first played the first disc, I thought it was a bit sad. I got this sensation like, oh, this is his car, and he's left his CDs in there, you know. And the wife put it in the garage. But anyway, let me jump it. We'll see what we've got in here. Because I know there's pan pipes and something, and I think Daniel O'Donnell or something. Let's have a look. Yes, we've got a classic pan pipe experience. Richard Clayderman, Michael Ball, the movies, Barbra Streisand, Romantic Piano, and Daniel O'Donnell, Songs of Inspiration. You know, I just thought it was a bit sad, you know. I was like, oh. Yeah, I'm just going to put these back, and I'll jump cut it again. Yeah, when I say sad, I didn't mean his taste of music. Not my taste, obviously, but I meant sad as in, you know. Like I said, when I turned one of the first CDs on, I was driving down the road. I just had a little thought of him, you know, or his wife. She didn't want to sell it. I think you just press mode, it goes CD mode. I don't know if I'll just put them in right. Hopefully I have. There we go, CD. Something like pan pipes came on, and it was just like, it's completely not my type of music, but it just, I was driving along, I was like, oh, this was his car, and you'll never know. There you go. So still don't want to get any copyright. So anyway, let's switch her on. It's never failed to start. It does turn over a few times if it hasn't been started, but in hot weather it just fires up and you get this rum, you know, it loves it. It wants to go. And this engine gets sort of more, it wakes up on a longer journey. This car doesn't like sitting in traffic plodding around. It likes a long journey, do you know what I mean? So always stays at the correct temperature. Actually runs quite cool, if anything. The needle only just maybe goes a little bit above where it is now. So, yeah, it stays very cool, even in traffic. So it just seems really sound. So if anyone's looking to buy one of these, I'd highly recommend. Just remember, I don't know if it's this particular one, but they're thirsty. They're like a tank, and they're very rare now. So, I mean, there might be some like cheap ones out there, but be warned. Bushes, obviously I'm now having to do the CV joint, you know, but mechanically, as long as it's been maintained, the 827, that is, engine, gearbox, Honda, you're not going to have any problems, especially with these sort of miles. So I'll give it a rev, but I don't know how much noise we're going to get out of it. We're in park. Let's just go into neutral. I don't know if that makes any difference. Let's give it a rev. You know, it's not a bad noise, but it's not really about that. You know, it's a luxury cruiser really, and you know, if you're on a private road, put your foot down, you'll get to 110 in no time. It might go a bit more, but 110 seems the sort of point where it sort of likes to be at. Any more and you get a lot of wind noise, you know. I mean, it'll do it, but you know, you don't really want to be going any faster than that really. But 110, no problem at all. Just your fuel gauge might go down a bit. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. So yeah, thanks for watching once again. We'll just have one last look around and I'll conclude the video, guys. We'll leave the engine running, why not? I'm going to take some photos, I think. I say it's the first time I cleaned it. So nice and quiet from the outside, the engine. All the pigeons on the road don't seem to want to move out of the way for it. You have to give them a little toot. And I'm always one to, as long as there's no traffic behind me, I'll wait for a pigeon. There's a lot of people who just run over them. I think that's pretty disgusting, to be honest. Same with hedgehogs. Obviously hedgehogs on the decline, and if there's no traffic behind me as a hedgehog, I'll slow down and wait for it. Yeah, some people just don't care about nature, and I've got no time for that. I just like, really, especially if someone's in a big SUV, they're probably so bloody high up they can't see it anyway. The cars these days are just getting ridiculously tall, you know. It's like, I mean, this is a big car, yeah, but at least it's not bloody like a tower, you know. It's but yeah, I'll try and look after this, guys. I just think this is a bit of motoring history. Always wanted one, glad I picked this one up. Love the colour, love the ride, and just the sensation it gives you. So yeah, it's August 2019. This was a talk and walk around of a 1995 Rover 827 Sterling, finished in British Racing Green. Nice example, and I hope it'll be around for many more years, because like I say, if you're trying to find one of these guys, do it sooner rather than later, because there's not many left at the minute, and I don't think there'll be many left, or any left maybe in the future. But I've noticed there is a couple of people importing these from Japan, but they're asking for a bit more money, obviously, because they have to make it worth their while. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. Even the Japanese market were getting in on these, obviously because of the Honda collaboration, I guess, but they were brave to buy Rover as well, I think, you know. But perhaps they knew it was a collaboration once again. So anyway, hope you enjoy. That's 28 minutes. Thank you for watching, and well, like I say, when I move out and start a bit more of a collection, I'll do some more of these reviews maybe, or maybe give you an update on this car in, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 years time. So one last little rev, I think, and there she is saying goodbye as well. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, take care and happy motoring. Oh yeah, and be safe, unless you're out at night and you fancy a bit of red line for a good time. Hope that didn't sound too cringe at the end. Thank you, thank you, thank you.